The Indiana men's soccer team looked to notch their second straight win over a top 25 team. They had the perfect opportunity to do so as the Cardinals of Louisville came into Bloomington. Mike Flasterstein, Rachel Benson, and Josh Greenberg have more from Armstrong Stadium.
The Hoosiers are 2-0-2 against top 25 opponents. After a 1-0 victory over number 14 Louisville, they will remain undefeated. It was a tough first half for the Hoosiers as they were outshot 7-2. Forward Kevin Noshane cleared the ball to keep the clean sheet for goalkeeper Che Kane.
Everybody's now committed to covering for everybody else. We realize that, at certain times, certain guys are going to have bad touches or make bad decisions. And, we've really gone out there and said, regardless of what happens, we're going to make sure that we cover for each other so that we don't give anything up.
But the Hoosiers fought back in a very physical second half, which led to this. The Hoosiers managed to get a penalty kick. The keeper gets wrong as Andy Adlard put the ball in the lower left corner for the only goal of the game.
I think he didn't like the referee and tried to blame me for the referee. I don't have anything to say with the referee. I thought he was bad in some situations for us too, but he's part of the game. They don't remember the last play of their game in Louisville last year where the referee swallowed his whistle and didn't call a foul, and they scored on it. So it happens. You just have to go with it. We turned it around 7-2 in the first half, 11-1. It was 2 games, and it should be a tough game. They're ranked 14th in the country. This team right now is focused, and we're going to take one game at a time, and we're going to knock off these teams, and that's just the way it is.
At Bill Armstrong Stadium, I'm Mike Flasterstein, Hoosier Sports Night.
Senior goalkeeper Che Kane recorded his 25th career solo shutout against the Louisville Cardinals. Che focused on what he needed to do to keep the Hoosiers in the game.
It's my job to make sure that I keep everybody organized, try to minimize those chances, and do my job to keep them, or do what I can to keep them off the scoreboard.
Even though the Cardinals were not able to score on Che, he knows that it was also his teammates who stepped up during the game.
We've been emphasizing a lot of team defense on restarts, and I think that you have to look at the other, 9 guys in the box that were doing their job, marking guys and playing hard, that really, took it upon themselves, even if we weren't playing well, to do the small things. The one thing you can always do is play defense and talk, and I think we did that well.
With his 5th shutout of the season, Che and the Hoosiers hope to carry this momentum on for the rest of their games. At Bill Armstrong Stadium, I'm Rachel Benson, Hoosier Sports Night.
After pulling out their victory over Louisville earlier in the week, the men's soccer team was ready to prove that the early season hiccups had been cured. Coach Freitag trusted his players would be able to steal a victory from Big Ten rival Ohio State. Here's the highlight. The Hoosiers took on the Buckeyes over the weekend. With a scoreless first half, we go to the second half. Lee Hagedorn dribbles the ball past not one defender, but 2 as he scores in the 47th minute to put IU up 1-0. Hagedorn's first goal of the year. Kevin Austin drops a beautiful assist to Kevin Noshing, scoring in the 54th minute to put IU up 2-0, believing the game is wrapped up. But Ohio State was determined not to go away. Off the corner kick and reflection off a missed header, Captain Danny Ersey scores to make the game 2-1 in the 54th minute. Buckeyes' Tim Gable throws the ball into play off of yet another missed header. Patrick Rowan recovers to tie the game up 2-2 in the 76th minute, forcing golden goal overtime. In overtime, from this penalty, IU is rewarded a free kick. Andy Adlard lines up and drills a game-winning goal. Let's take another look at it. Aldred easily puts it in the left corner of the goal. Goal! IU wins 3-2 and improves to 9-4-2 on the season.
The Hoosier women's soccer team consistently fares well against the Spartans of Michigan State, who came into Bloomington with a feeble 3-10-2 all-time mark against the Hoosiers. Indiana looked to add to MSU's loss column as they face the Spartans Friday at Armstrong Stadium. My co-host has more.
The Indiana Hoosiers continue to find success against the Michigan State Spartans, winning 1-0, winning the last 3 meetings, keeping hope alive for a Big Ten tournament bid.
1. In what was a physical match from the outstart, the Hoosiers were determined not to back down from the best team in the Big Ten Conference. Sophomore Leah Ann Cummings scored her first goal of the season in the 51st minute, giving the Hoosiers the lead, and they never looked back.
I feel great. I mean, Michigan State is #1 in the Big Ten right now, so that was a huge win, and we definitely needed it, and I think that we're definitely going to get the win tomorrow and make it to the tournament.
Freshman goalie Lindsey Campbell has been extraordinary, collecting yet another shutout in her young career.
And I approached the back four and the goalkeeper of saying you've got to play faultless soccer, you know, and not just make a mistake here and there, because unfortunately lady luck is killing you, and every time you make a mistake, you're getting a goal put past you. So you've just got to now play faultless soccer for the next 4 games.
From Armstrong Stadium, Ryan Turton, Hoosier Sports Night.
The Indiana women's soccer team closed out the regular season Sunday against Michigan. Kristen Carroll's in studio with more. Kristen?
Hi, Ryan, Katie. Ryan, Katie, as I've said before, this team always puts out a solid defensive performance, which was clutch in their 1-0 win over the Wolverines. All 4 starting defenders played the entire 90 minutes, and goalie Lindsey Campbell turned out a solid performance with 6 saves for the Hoosiers, one in particular which came in the final 2 seconds of the game. Kristen Arnold, who wasn't a starter, brought in the lone goal during minute 47, and the Hoosiers kept their cool as the Wolverines attempted 5 shots in the last 10 minutes of play.
So despite the results, they've been eliminated from the Big Ten tournament. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they didn't miss it by much. The Hoosiers were tied for 8th in the conference with Iowa, who gets an automatic bid as tournament host. This is actually the first time that the Hoosiers have missed the Big Ten tournament under Coach McLyon, who's been with the squad since 2002. And you shouldn't judge this team by their record. Every one of their 10 conference games was decided by a single point.
So what do you expect from this squad next season?
I'm pretty optimistic. It's safe to say that the Hoosiers were one of the youngest teams in the conference. Almost half of their squad was freshmen, and they didn't have any seniors. A lot of this squad was part of the 2007 team that advanced to the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament, which was the farthest postseason run in school history. They just have to become more comfortable with playing together, something that I already think is starting to happen as they won their last 4 games. As Coach McLyon said, look out for Indiana in 2009.
Thank you, Kristen.
The Indiana swimming and diving teams put on their caps and went to work against Northwestern at the SRSC. Aaron Opel completed a sweep in the breaststroke for the 2nd week in a row and also won the 400 individual medley. The Hoosiers defeated the Wildcats 158 to 129. The men's team might have been inspired by the women's team who took on Northwestern earlier in the day. The ladies started things off right with the win in the 400 medley relay, while Amanda Smith recorded the 5th fastest 1,000-yard freestyle event with her time of 9:58.64. Like the men after them, the Hoosiers defeated Northwestern 172.5 to 127.5.
Katie, very surprising to see IU knock off Northwestern this week.
It was a great win, especially for homecoming. Well, that's all we have for this edition of Hoosier Sports Night. With Ryan Turton, I'm Katie Spencer. See you next time.